Hello and welcome to Cricbuzz Comm Box. I'm Saiyami Kher and I have Pommie Mbangwa with me. Pommie, RR are 109 for 4 in their 10 overs. Too many wickets gone. Riyan Parag was playing well, but he went for 34. Joss Butler's playing on 32, but Harshit Rana has bowled very well for those 2 wickets. Sunil Narine seems to have gotten all the runs and now he's not giving any runs away. He's got 1 wicket in his 2. Everything looking good for KKR.
Absolutely perfect. If you ask me if it could have gone any better, I would say no, actually. And that in the context of you still want it to seem like it's a contest. You're on your way. You're having to fight for the victory. And in that power play, you win it. Yes, there are a lot of runs, but importantly, what happens is that they strike. They get a couple of wickets, and that means that they're continually chipping away. Even with the impact sub, if you set a team back early, they're sort of trying to stay in the race. And particularly when you have the pressure of runs on the board, it's not that simple because there is that jeopardy. It's not a clean canvas.
KKR were 100 for 1 in their 10 and RR are 109 for 4. So they've lost too many wickets. But 109 is a number that you probably would remember with RR.
You're still chirping me. You never let me forget it.
We can't let you forget it. So maybe RR will pull off a surprise as Joss Butler's still at the crease and Ashwin's joined him. They still have quite a little batting to follow. So you never know. It is tilting towards KKR, but you know what Joss Butler can do.
Yeah, what's happened in the tournament to this point is that you have these games where teams seem like they're out of it, but because of this impact sub that we're talking about, see, in our minds, we're programmed to think because of times past, that when a team's 4 down and 5 down, scant resources left in the change room. But that's not really the case because all the batting orders are getting longer and longer. So you might find a team gets to 7 down and they're still sort of okay. And as long as they can take themselves to the last part of the game, and by last part, I mean in the last 4 overs, and they're sort of still in the game with what is seemingly unlikely target, but not an impossible target, then you just never know. So, yeah, it is about getting to that stage over 16, over 17, and see where they are once that's done. Because if they're sort of, 60, 65, required around 16, I think then they're still well in it.
We'll have a look at the bowling card. Varun Chakravarti's come in to bowl in the 11th over, so we know that he's very tight with the runs. And Vaibhav Arora, the impact has been very expensive. He's gone for 15 in his 3. Stark's gone for 32 in his 3. But Harshit Rana taking the pace off the ball and getting 2 important wickets. And now, of course, Varun Chakravarti comes in. So Sunil Narine and Varun Chakravarti will probably choke the batters, you think?
Well, they'll be trying to do that, but remember that there is no real option. If you're Rajasthan Royals, you can't afford to just play them away. You've got to find a way to stay in touch by scoring off them. So at this stage, you'd probably say 1 boundary per over is every bit necessary. You'd probably even say 2. But you can't afford to play them away. They can't have crazily good figures, because if they do, then effectively you're kind of letting yourself out of the race. So yeah, it'd be interesting how they go against those guys, but they're the key players. Compare it to what happened with KKR and the way Sunil Narine played the spin of Chahal and Ashwin, and he certainly set it up quite nicely for KKR.
Well, RR have the 2 power hitters to follow, the West Indian biggies to come in with Rovman Powell and Hetmeyer to come in. So yes, it seems like it's uphill, but like you said, with the way everything's tilting towards batters, one can never tell.
Yeah, one can't tell. And setting things up, setting some sort of platform for the power hitters you have. So a Hetmeyer who's shown that he can do the sort of crazy cameo at the back in order to try and win you games is well capable. And Rovman Powell also is capable in terms of big hitting. So put them in touch and somewhere close to the range. even if it seems a little out of reach, they're big hitters, they're able, that's why you get them, that's why they get the big buck, because these guys are quite good at doing this. So they might be able to shift that pressure and put it back on the bowling and just have a little bit more come their way, and therefore make it a good finish towards the back end.
All right, Pommie, they need 113 in 55 deliveries. We'll wait and watch because there's a lot of power hitting to follow. We'll see if Joyda and all the KKR fans in the Cricbuzz studio celebrate or not. So catch us in the post-match show. That's all for now.